Okay guys, today I'm back for another video and this is going to be a brand new long overdue Blu-ray update. This video I've been meaning to do for quite a while now and I'm finally getting around to it, and I've been meaning to do it for a while because the Blu-rays have just been stacking up and stacking up, so yeah, but I'm finally getting around to it, so let's not waste any more time and I'm going to run through the movies that I haven't been able to watch yet. So first one we have here is Fantasia 2000, and I got this yesterday with the Disney Movie Awards free. Now, actually I have it here, but I did get the first Fantasia film through the Disney Movie Awards, and I think I said this in a previous video, that I watched that film and I understood why at the time in the 1940s why it was probably very mind-blowing, but I think nowadays I think this film is very boring and I wasn't interested at all while watching it, but I'm willing to give this one a chance. I've heard actually from people who agree with me and think the first one's boring, actually very much like this one, so yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it when I finally get around to watching it. I got Two Guns, which apparently I've heard is okay. It was quite cheap, so that's mainly the main reason why I got it. It's got a nice slipcover to it as well, so that's Two Guns. I got the Escape Plan, Let the Right One In. It was approaching Halloween time, so I decided to buy a bunch of horror movies, but unfortunately I didn't manage to get this one watched before Halloween, but I will watch it soon. And if I like that one, I'll probably buy the remake as well. I got Thelma and Louise, Now You See Me, The Wind Rises, The Bourne Legacy. I've seen the other Bourne films, so I need to watch this one to, finish off the franchise. But I've heard this is the weakest out of the franchise. Rosemary's Baby, another horror film I didn't manage to get watched before Halloween, but I will watch it. And I got a steelbook of Gone with the Wind, apparently a classic, so I got it. But onto the ones that I have watched now, starting off with Maleficent. Now, I missed this one in cinemas, but I was quite interested in it because Maleficent is actually one of my favourite Disney villains from one of my favourite Disney movies, Sleeping Beauty. So I was kind of interested to see what they'd done with this movie, and honestly, I was very disappointed. I thought this film was actually pretty terrible. Where do I begin? I guess Angelina Jolie was good in the movie, but other people in the movie who are actually overall good actors, like Charlotte Copley and Elle Fanning, none of them were quite good in this movie at all. Really, there's nothing edgy about this movie at all. It's not a story about a villain. Maleficent is 100% the hero in this movie. She has like one bad day. She is not a villain in this movie. The king, what's his name? King Stefan or something like that, who's 100% like a good guy, hero in the Sleeping Beauty movie. He's 100% the villain in this. There's nothing edgy about this movie at all, and yes, I guess there was some good things. It's quite a beautiful movie to look at, but not a particularly very good movie at all. So yeah, Maleficent, not good. The Italian Job, awesome film. I'd heard great things, so I picked it up through the Amazon 3 for 17 deal, and it was very good. This is one I needed to watch. Joe. This was out. When did this film come out? I think it was playing in cinemas, but wasn't playing in any cinemas close to me, so I needed to wait for the Blu-ray. But I didn't have to wait long for the Blu-ray. I think it was out in Blu-ray in a couple of months. So Joe, very good. Just shows that Nicolas Cage is a good actor and he can bring good performances to the table. He just doesn't always pick the right roles. So, but yeah, Joe, very good. And who else is good in this movie? Ty Sheridan from Mud. He's just very talented. This is a new release, Godzilla. I saw this one in cinemas and I actually quite liked it. I know some people had an issues with the fact that Godzilla isn't in it as much and there's only like one big fight scene. I liked the idea of, like, there was a big build up to it, and when the fight scene happened it paid off big time. It was an amazing fight scene. I thought yeah, Bryan Cranston should have been in it a bit more. I thought Ann Taylor-Johnson wasn't as bad as everyone's saying he was. I thought, what's her name, Elizabeth Olsen was actually really good in this. But I did like the idea of the build-up, and I will agree maybe it should have been a bit of a shorter film, because there was a bit in the middle that got to the point where I was sitting in the movie theatre wanting, just asking myself, when is Godzilla going to fight something, because I wasn't into the towards the end of the second act. It was just kind of really dull. But overall, I like the film, and I do look forward to seeing what Gareth Edwards does in the sequel, which I think is due out in 2018, which seems like a long way away. But I know he's, doing that Star Wars spin-off film, so I do like Gareth Edwards. I got this one was amazing, Fruitvale Station. Just talk about a film that leaves a lasting impact on you. This really does. It truly does. It's genius. It's brilliant. Michael B. Jordan was fantastic in it, and yeah, Octavia Spencer in particular was also great, and yeah, awesome. Sony Collector's Edition of Doctor Strangelove and How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. This is a really good film. Probably, maybe my least favourite Stanley Kubrick film, but still very good film. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Some say this is one of David Fincher's weaker films, but I loved it. I did love it. It's maybe a bit too similar to Forrest Gump. It is written by the same person, I believe. Eric Roth, I believe is his name. So yeah, but overall I thought the performances were very good, and it was, for a movie that's 2 hours and 46 minutes long, I never lost interest. So yeah, that's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. The Conjuring. This was a really, really good horror film. James Wan he really understands how to direct horror, and I'm really interested in seeing what he does, because he's leaving horror now to go, well, I think he's coming back to do The Conjuring 2, but he's leaving horror to do Fast and Furious 7, or I believe it's just called Furious 7 now. So I'm really interested to see what he does there, but he really understands how to direct horror, and this is a really good film. I didn't see Annabelle, the spin-off, but yeah, I'll maybe see that on Blu Ray or something. The Bridge on the River Kwai. I'm not sure if I've actually updated this before. Have I shown this on camera before? I might have, but if I haven't, well, now you know I have it, and if I have, you already knew I had it. But it's a very good film. Very good film. Beasts of the Southern Wild. This was a good film. Quite impressive performance from Quvenzhané Wallis, who was I don't think she was 9 years old when this film was made. Maybe she was 8 years old, but she was 9 years old when she got an Oscar nomination. But she was really impressive in this, for someone her age, giving that good a performance. It's really impressive. But yeah, a good film. 300 Rise of an Empire. Missed this one in cinemas, so I picked it up in Blu Ray. The first 300, I know a lot of people really like the first 300. I think it's a pretty decent film. But I don't love it by any means. This one I just didn't like at all. I hated this film. I thought it was really bad. Nothing. The only thing I can really compliment is Eva Green's performance. I thought she was good as one of the villains, but overall just very poor film. So I can't even remember how this one ends. I need to think about it. For whatever reason, I've watched it fairly recently and I can't even remember how it ends. That's how much of a lasting impact this thing made on me. It's pretty poor. This one, can't wait to talk about this. Zodiac. I've been kind of on a David Fincher kick recently since I saw Gone Girl in cinemas, and that's been my favourite movie of the year so far, by the way. Awesome. So I've been on a David Fincher kick, and that's why I got Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and this is amazing. This may be my second favourite film of his. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of debating whether I like it more or a little bit less than Fight Club. But it's so good, it's so interesting, and this is based on a true story, and it's an unsolved case, so I was kind of going into it thinking, is this going to be a movie that doesn't really have a conclusion? I'd be surprised. I guess it doesn't have a clear-cut conclusion, but it's an amazing film, great performances all round, in particular by Jake Gyllenhaal. Mark Ruffalo was awesome in this movie too. So yeah, I can't say anything, I have nothing but good things to say about Zodiac. Watership Down, that's a pretty good animated film. Taken 2, a lot of people had said really bad things about this. I went into it because I really like the first Taken, and I really needed to see this one before Taken 3 comes out next year. So I bought this, and it was okay. By no means I hated it as much as other people have, but it was not as good as the first one, I would say, but still pretty decent. There was some stuff in there I liked. 16 Candles, good John Hughes film. Princess Bride, really good fantasy film, very good. Directed by Rob Reiner, who directed one of my absolute favourite film of all time. So yeah, Princess Bride. Oculus. This was a relatively creepy horror film, so it was quite well directed. But yeah, so it was pretty decent film, Oculus. And the last one here I have is The Never Ending Story. I was going to get the 30th anniversary, I think it's the 30th anniversary edition, but the 30th anniversary edition, and then I decided there was no real point. They had this regular edition, and it's cheaper, so I just bought this. This is how do I describe this? It's something special. I like it. It's a good movie. Is there good performances in it? Absolutely not. There's some cringe-worthy stuff in this, but equally, well, some may cringe at how bad the performances are. Others may laugh and get enjoyment out of it. One thing you can't fault though, that is absolutely amazing about this film, is the practical effects. To this day, 30 years later, they are still very beautiful and very impressive. So, what can I say? Very good. It's a good film. So I would recommend it. I would recommend it. For children, I'm sure it would blow their mind. I'm only watching it now for the first time now, so maybe if I watched it at a younger age, I would like it even more. But yeah, that's everything I have to show. I hope you enjoyed this update, as always, and I'll be back with more videos soon, hopefully. And thanks for watching. Bye.